Hello and welcome back. This is Dr. Ron with Impact Ministry. This is an Impact Moment. Thank you for meeting with me today. Take a moment and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Links for the podcast, books, and official website are found in the description of this video. If you're viewing this video on Facebook, all media links are provided on our official website, impactonthekingdom.blogspot.com. Now, it's been a while. We were on a social media fast as a church. I'm on the pastoral staff at Global Church here in lovely Washington. But we're back at it today. We're going to get into the book of Matthew, which we love because it highlights so many different aspects of Jesus' nature. Jesus came to reveal the Father. He came with a long list of things to accomplish while he was here for 33 and a half years. But he came to reveal the Father's nature, character, and behavior in every situation that we see him in. We see him demonstrating God's character, God's nature, and God's behavior because he is God. So in Matthew chapter 11, now chapter 10 ends with a discussion and a teaching by Jesus about honor. And he talked about how if you honor a prophet in the name of a prophet, you'll receive a prophet's reward. It's important to honor. Honor grants access. So we want access to what people carry. We want to learn from them. And the way you do that is through honor. So chapter 11, it starts with these words. When Jesus had finished giving these instructions to his 12 disciples, he went out to teach and preach in towns throughout the region. John the Baptist was in prison, heard about all the things the Messiah was doing, so he sent his disciples to ask Jesus, "Are you the Messiah we've been expecting? Or should we keep looking for someone else?" Jesus told them, "Go back to John and tell him what you have heard and seen. The blind see, the lame walk, the lepers are cured, and the deaf hear. The dead are raised to life, and the good news is being preached to the poor. And tell him, God blesses those who do not turn away because of me." We see a special message sent by Jesus in a time when John was in prison. Now, it was inevitable at some point that the religious leaders were going to make some type of political play in their season of leadership. And they went after John. They would eventually go after Jesus because Jesus was simply stirring things up and he was doing what he does best, and that's bringing truth. And so John was there in prison, and he sent his disciples to ask Jesus if this is really who he thought it was. He had a good idea that was Jesus, the one he had baptized, out here doing these miracles and restoring humanity. But he wanted to know. And Jesus told his disciples specifically, "Go back and tell him that the lame walk, the blind see, lepers are cured, the deaf hear, and dead are raised to life." In other words, this was ministry defined by Jesus. He said, "Go back and tell John that I'm doing exactly what was prophesied, and I'm here to restore humanity and kick out the works of darkness." He wanted John to know that he'd done a great job in his season and to continue to be strong and don't turn away from him, but continue until the end. Why? Because everything that was in John's heart was being fulfilled. Jesus was out doing exactly what he said he was going to do. And God still does all of these miracle signs and wonders. God still does what he's famous for. I'm so glad today that God is still God. He's still on his throne. We've been through some challenges as a nation. Every family has faced some type of challenge in navigating the waters of this COVID reality that we've lived in for many months now. But God is still on his throne, and he still does exactly what he says he's going to do. He still does all the things that he's famous for. I'm so glad Jesus sent John that message. It was an encouragement to him at a time in John's life when his ministry was coming to an end here on earth. And Jesus wanted to provide some encouragement to him. I encourage you to encourage someone today and just let them know how much you love them, how much you appreciate them, especially those involved in ministry. Reach out and encourage someone and let them know God is still God. He's still on his throne, and I've still got your back. Remember to visit our website for more information about guest speaker scheduling and bulk orders for churches and leadership teams. If you were blessed by this video, please share it with others. A link for my Amazon author page, as well as a link for our website, is provided in the banner image on our YouTube channel at the top right-hand corner. For more topics such as this, visit my podcast on Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Apple Podcasts, or wherever you choose to download your content. I declare blessings on you, your family, your children, and your children's children to the 1,000th generation. God has plans to prosper you. And remember, you were created for impact as you learn more about your biblical identity, purpose, and destiny. God bless you is my prayer.